Wolves have a big game coming up with Leicester this weekend and continue to be linked with a number of players. Join us now for our daily roundup of all the latest gold and black stories. £38 million striker-linked Wolves have entered the race for RB Leipzig striker Jean-Kevin Augustin the Sun reports. According to the Sun, Everton made contact with the German club last month, but Wolves have now made contact. The Frenchman, who moved to the Bundesliga club in 2017, has found his opportunities restricted to the Europa League and has struggled to establish himself in the first team. Due to Leipzig being eliminated from Europe, he may see those dwindling chances reduced further. Reports suggest that the Bundesliga club would be happy to part with the striker, should his lofty £38 million valuation be met. Augustin, the 21-year-old, scored 12 goals in all competitions in all last year, but has found himself down the pecking order since new manager Ralf Rangnick returned to the club. The striker's most prolific spell in Germany did come under Southampton boss Ralph Hasenhüttl, who are also reported to be interested in the forward. Nuno Espirito Santo is keen to bolster his forward line, after their chase for Aston Villa's striker Tammy Abraham was unsuccessful. The striker is in high demand and Wolves may have to compete with Spanish giants Valencia should they want to acquire Augustin. From injuries to what the opposition think of Wolves. From player ratings to the full thoughts of the manager, the links below show you all the latest Wolves stories you need to be reading. Asterisk all the latest injury news and team news ahead of the game. Here asterisk find out what other managers have said after facing Wolves. Here asterisk discover how we rated the players during the last game with our player ratings. Asterisk we like to reflect your feelings on all things Wolves. Here asterisk transfer rumors, news and gossip are a big part of the game. For the latest, click here asterisk the latest fixtures. Click here the players linked. So far the transfer maelstrom has been raging for just over 2 weeks. A storm of speculation, rumor and comment has whirled over linking Wolves with umpteen names. From Premier League fringe players to lower league hopefuls and across the channel to continental candidates, no doubt with agents looking to milk the cash cow that is English football. The best, or perhaps worst, thing about it all is that we're only halfway through and scores more names are likely to be thrown into the melting pot in which Nuno Espirito Santo is working his magic. Let's take a few minutes to reflect on what's in there already, those being proposed as the missing ingredient. Click on the link below. Liverpool, Chelsea and Monaco stars all linked with Wolves. A closer look at Leicester. Wolves will look to get back to winning ways on Saturday lunchtime, as they welcome Leicester to Molineux. The match will be live on Sky and they will be hoping to put on a better show than they did in their defeat to Man City last time out. We look at their opponents Leicester, their recent form and the state of their squad. Last match Leicestershire Live reports, the Foxes failed to atone for last weekend's FA Cup humiliation at Newport County, but ended up being beaten by the same scoreline by relegation strugglers Southampton. A James Ward-Prowse penalty and Shane Long's strike put the Saints in control at the half-time, despite having had Jan Valery sent off for 2 yellow cards before the break. Wilfred Ndidi bundled home to give the Foxes hope, but Claude Puel's side couldn't find a winner and the manager came unstuck against his old side. Formed festive wins over Chelsea and Man City seem a long time ago for Claude Puel's men. They followed up their FA Cup humiliation against Newport County with a home reversal against Southampton. Despite being sat in 8th in the table, many believe Puel is under serious pressure. Betting odds Wolves 13/10ths draw 11/5ths Leicester 5/2 team news. Former West Brom man Johnny Evans is the only fresh injury concern for the Foxes. He picked up an ankle injury and looks as if he will be out for the best part of 6 weeks as he looks to recover. In reaction, Harvey Barnes will make his return to the Black Country after his loan spell at West Brom was cut short last week. Albion fans are keen for their former man to start to shine on Saturday. At Beth_Hitchman, if you score at the weekend against Wolves, your celebration has got to be a boing boing in their direction. One last thing for our club. At KLGLCFC, Harvey Barnes vs Wolves next week. I think that goodbye to WBA will be sweet when he bags the winner there. COYB, at fun_time_Frank, thanks for your efforts this season. Been a joy to watch you in Albion colours and hope to see you back here soon. Best of luck tearing up defenders in the Prem. Knock a couple past the Wolves for us. Dangerman James Maddison has been Leicester's bright spark this year. The former Norwich man has 5 goals and 3 assists. He was influential for the Canaries at Molineux last year and will be looking for a repeat. The current league table Dicko future to be decided. Former Wolves favourite Nuha Dicko faces an uncertain future with his Hull City career at a crossroads. The 26-year-old is being linked with a move to Russian club Dynamo Moscow and Alanyaspor of Turkey as the striker faces becoming a peripheral figure at the KCOM Stadium. He has only made 1 start in 4 months under Nigel Adkins and has scored 1 goal in 12 appearances. City paid £3.5 million to sign Dicko from Wolves in August 2017, but he has since scored only 5 goals in League 41 appearances. Completing the demolition of Bolton on New Year's Day was Dicko's first goal in over 10 months. The form of Jared Bowen, Chris Martin and Fraser Campbell has left him on the fringes and he could move to further his career. Hull have report that City have already sanctioned Wilkins' loan move to Ipswich Town with a view to freshening up attacking options, and it is understood approaches for Dicko would also be considered. Adkins has previously accepted the need to move fringe players on to free up funds, but for now there is a reluctance to lose another forward until reinforcements arrive. Dicko has struggled to convince Adkins he is worth a lead role in his plans. He was a regular in the opening months of the head coach's reign, but he has been unable to force his way past Campbell and Martin to play regularly this term. The 2-1 loss away to Wigan in September, when Dicko missed valuable chances, remains his only league start of the season. Sunday's FA Cup defeat away to Millwall saw Dicko play 81 minutes and set up John Torrell's opener, but Adkins will not rule out the striker moving on ahead of the January 31st cut-off point. Bolton Wanderers were one club to show a keen interest in the striker, only for the Tigers to block the move when deals to strengthen, namely Fletcher, came to nothing. Dicko was a firm favourite at Molineux, largely because his goals fired the club to promotion from League One before a sensational understanding with Bakary Sako and Benik Afobe was struck up in 2015. It's likely that the interest in Dicko won't be confined to interest from abroad. There will likely be a number of Championship and Scottish teams eager to take a punt on him. Shrewsbury reactions. Shrewsbury Town's stunning late comeback against Stoke earned them a home tie and an FA Cup fourth-round local derby with Wolves. The sides have met in pre-season in recent memory, and they last faced each other in a competitive fixture in League One in March 2014. Before that, you'd have to go back to 1991 for an entertaining League Cup tie, with Wolves winning the first leg 6-1 and Shrewsbury the second 3-1. Anyway, 3 goals in the final 19 minutes at the Bet365 Stadium meant it's a trip to the Montgomery Waters Meadow for the Old Gold fans. And with a capacity of 10,210, they're all saying the same thing. At WWFC Fancast, Shrewsbury away in the 4th round. A reunion with Edwards and Ricketts. TS the magic of the cup. At _Wolves George, I witnessed Leo Bonatini score a goal in 2018. Give me a ticket to Shrewsbury at Subway Army 39. Tickets for Shrewsbury away gonna be like getting a golden ticket off Willy Wonka. At Measle Wolf, I'm hearing tickets for Shrewsbury away is away season tickets only and documented proof that you went to Chorley away and Bury at home at Rice Lightning 19. The at _David Edwards Derby. Can't wait. Be good to see him again. Anyone slagging him off should give their head a wobble. At Matthew Ishaw, announced stadium expansion at Mio2 was, so it's the Dave Edwards, Sam Ricketts derby in the next round. When it comes to tickets, don't forget those who went to the last match, and those that didn't sell their tickets to Scousers at Coffee 1702, K Sarah, whatever will be, we're going to Shrewsbury, K Sarah. At Darrenal 2-155-5705, very easy for Wolves, it will be a walk in the park. More Wolves. Wolverhampton Wanderers took just under 3,000 fans to Manchester City as Nuno Espirito's men were given a 3-0 beating by the reigning champions. Gabriel Jesus scored twice before halftime, and a Conor Coady own goal in the second half compounded Wolves' misery at the Etihad Stadium. Their task was made tougher after 19 minutes when Willy Boly was sent off for a foul on Bernardo Silva. It added to the controversy in the reverse fixture, a 1-1 draw, at Molineux back in August when Boly opened the scoring with a contentious goal. We kept a close eye on the 54,171 crowd last night. Here's what we made of the atmosphere. Verdict on Wolves fans: it finished 3-0, but the Wolves fans in a sellout away allocation did themselves proud. They were great when they wanted to be, and for large parts of the game they were the sole reason for any atmosphere at the Etihad. 1-0 up and you still won't sing, and is this a library? Shaped were among the songs they sang to taunt City fans. There was also some mischievous banter when Kevin De Bruyne was subbed on, as they chanted, "We've got Neves," and "You're just AS****** Ruben Neves." Wolves fans also made their sense of injustice known by loudly booing a mother and child who were ejected for bringing a prohibited drink into the stadium. You can witness some of the Wolves fans' chants by watching the video at the top of this piece. Verdict on Man City fans: at times, the Etihad was like a morgue. It seemed like the only time they made any sound was to complain to the referee, booing Boly as he walked down the tunnel and appealing for the penalty. Wolves fans sang, "Stand up if you've won the championship," and their entire corner stood. When the fans in blue replied with "Stand up if you've won the league," barely 2 blocks rose to their feet. At times it felt as if Man City fans only made noise when it was expected of them, rather than out of passion for their club, which is damning for their fan base. A dead, soulless crowd watching the best football they have ever seen in virtual silence. Molineux is a cauldron, our home. Expand yes, relocate. Never in a million years. Kevin Astley: I think we can all agree on seeing how the atmosphere was at the Etihad and how quiet and soulless it has become. I hope Molineux will never become like that. Disgusting. When your club or title contenders Thomas Lukic: when did they start filling the Etihad with mannequins? Adam Cotterill: there's more fans that have left at the Etihad than those that have stayed. Mitch Davis: how bad is the Etihad atmosphere? If it wasn't for the Wolves fans, this would be like a behind-closed-door game. Paul Stryton: Jeff Shee talking about developing the mole, been to Emirates and Wembley this year, can hear folk eating crisps at Etihad. Let the right lessons. Jeff Nick Cunningham: the fans fantastic again. If I'm a City fan I'd be embarrassed. Half-empty ground s***** atmosphere. Matt Griffin: well, one thing's for sure, there is more atmosphere on the moon than at the Etihad. City fans: Louis: great win overall, solid performance, atmosphere was dire but all well. UTB, by the way. Monday night, took the entire allocation including the third tier. Sang all the way through. Had banter, laughed at us for just sitting there like mutes. Fair play. Sarge: being honest, our support has changed with the success. We have a lot of new, middle-class, family support, who don't create an atmosphere unless it's an exciting game. We're spoiled with the football we play, everyone comes expecting to win and that takes the excitement away. Nathan: I felt there was a little bit of fan fatigue. I mean, this was my 4th home game in 11 days, and after expending all the energy in the Liverpool games, I just wasn't as up for Wolves. No disrespect, was very impressed with the away support not letting their heads drop. Matthias Chilimba, how flat was out atmosphere? Fair play to Wolves fans, they made lots of noise. Savage, it might be pretty much halftime, but fair play to Wolves, they still are trying to play good football despite being down to 10 men and 2-0 down. Stu, their fans have been superb too. Even when they went 1-0 they kept singing CTID. They do however have one fair point tonight: empty seats. The worst thing we can do is expand. It's so empty in the family stand. Shocking turnout. From where I am sat in South Stand, there are loads of empty seats. Video courtesy of Ryan Leicester. Follow us. All of the latest Wolves stories can be found in our dedicated Wolves news section. We have a Facebook page focusing on Wolves, and also a Twitter page. We also have a number of writers who cover Wolves. You can follow them on Twitter, below: Alex Dickin, Steve Wollaston, Ben Husband, Greg Evans, Shane Ireland, Joseph Chapman, Brian Dick, Matt Kendrick.